We'll be monitoring them in real time on all of the driven axles of all of the cars in the hypercar class, just to make sure that nobody's exceeding their power delivery limits. So the team should have that data as well. And he's obviously, it sounds like, has got maybe only one wheel of rear-wheel drive. The LMDH hybrids, they produce their hybrid power, and that is directed to the rear axle, so all the power goes through the wheels.
This is the second chicane.
So you can see the engine was revving. He was fully lit going down into the second chicane, Anthony Davidson.
Box full of neutrals, it seemed, as he was trying to get on power.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
and yeah, I could see on the graphic as well when it came up, he wasn't able to put any throttle down.
As it's making its way back, we're going to say a big thank you, by the way, to Guy Smith for his contribution on this broadcast. He's got to leave. He's made a fulsome contribution to the centenary event. Racing and Road to Le Mans, parading the Bentley.
That was a while ago.
And as a very valuable and welcome addition to this commentary team for the 2023 centenary edition of the Le Mans 24 Hours. Hope we see him again soon.
Absolutely.
Behind the microphone and behind the wheel. Thank you so much, Guy.
Indeed. Safe journey home. And good night's sleep as well when you get home tonight. I think everybody will get one of those. So 51 Ferrari must be on its way in. Number 8 Toyota will need to stop as well. Number 5 Porsche coming down pit lane, and the 51 car will go around one more time. So Toyota will stop after the 51 car for its final stop, and will need to take on less fuel, which will take less time. Real question now for Porsche Penske team and Davidson is, can they fix whatever it is in 20 minutes to get it back out inside the final 10 to try and make it a finisher?
Well, it was either drive shaft issue or gearbox issue. I'm going for gearbox. Seemed to happen on the upshift. You can hear from Ben Keating.
I'm with Ben Keating from the 33 Corvette. Ben, this is always a tense moment going into this final hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I've come to expect this from Nicky Katzberg after the race in Portimao, the race at Spa. It's hard for an old man's heart to watch Nicky Katzberg in these races like this, but we've had a really crazy race, lots of ups and downs, so much drama, you know, with the weather and you know, just all over the place. I'm really grateful to be where we are right now. You know, 30 minutes left to go, fingers crossed, yeah, there's a lot of emotion, you know, tied behind all of this, so we'll see.
There is a lot of emotion, I can feel it and see it, and we were worried that we weren't going to be seeing you again, but you're just telling me now that you do intend to come back for Le Mans next year.
It's my hope. Yeah, I would really love to run in the Pro-Am class of LMP2. I run LMP2 in IMSA, and because I did a full season of WEC, I did not use my automatic entry for LMP2 before. So I'm hopeful that they'll have me back to run in an LMP2 car. I would love to do Le Mans for a 10th time in a row in 9 different cars. That would be fun.
That would be some record, and I think if anyone can do it, you can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Arch enthusiast Ben Keating, yeah, a 10th Le Mans entry in 9 different kinds of cars and in 2 different classes as well, GT-Am and then LMP2 Pro-Am. But right now, let's hope that if they end up in about an hour's time standing on the podium as victors in GT-Am, this time he gets to keep the trophy.
Well, be double winner because 2022, of course, won the TF Sports in the Aston Martin. But the remarkable thing about that figure, the 9 different cars who makes it back, is he has that ideal opportunity if he can get a drive in Orica at 07, because remarkably, this dominant car in LMP2, whilst he races it and wins in it in North America, he's never raced one here. So the door is open for that.
Yeah, Ben Keating's really been, he's had such a solid performance here. Brilliant in qualifying, as I said earlier on. And I think the thing that I'm most impressed by not just with his efforts, but the whole team was that never give up attitude. They had problems with the suspension earlier on in the race, and they just put their foot down, got on with the job. And Ben particularly, you know, brilliant effort to get that car right back up to the sharp end to lead this race. As into the pit lane comes the car 51 with 5% energy remaining. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen there.
Yep. Inside the final 25 minutes. Good thought from my buddy Ken Childs, watching in Durham, North Carolina. Would it be the second time only a Garage 56 entry has finished Le Mans if the number 24 car finishes? Signalling method of car 34 in the signalling area under investigation. That's waving the bit of plastic out because they didn't have any radio.
The answer is Frederick Sose finished, and I think
his classified as a finisher.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I think the Academy car he put together finished. I'll check that.
Okay. In which case, possibly the third. Now, you can see that all the pit boards are on sort of swivelly arm things, so they swivel out of the way, and that's presumably a safety rule. You don't normally have somebody holding a pit board out anymore, and you saw the 34 team making a big plastic sort of name card from the top of the garage into a pit board for Fabio Scherer because he's lost his radio. I would sense that perhaps there might be a little fine. He's going to have to recycle the car, isn't it? This could be drama for Ferrari, eh? Of course, it happened before. The engine refused to stop about 4 hours ago, refused to start again, and they had to go through a power cycle. And that time, I think it was also Alessandro Pier Guidi. You can hear his engineer very calmly giving him the instructions. It's right there in front of you. Do this, do that. Wait there. So, okay, lights are on. Is anybody home? Yes, they are. Okay. So twice in this morning, early afternoon, or the early afternoon and mid-afternoon now, the car, yeah, heart in the mouth moment at Toyota. Damn it, they're saying, but...
The 8 is at Arnage, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, just a moment of worry there. Now they've had 2 or 3. James Calado can't bear it. They've had 2 or 3 absolutely no drama pit stops since then. No drama at all. Fired up, boom, gone. And now it's done it again. Louise Beckett.
I'm just looking at that picture of James Calado now and think, I've seen that about 3 times before here, but when he's been in GT, and most of the time it's turned out okay and he's won, but just that picture of his head in his hands.
Yeah, that's a very, it's a not, and again, as Guy Smith said, and again, At Davison will be the same, when you are in the garage, powerless, and just watching and waiting for the axe to fall, that must be a pretty tough deal. Now then, nose cone being moved in the Ferrari garage. I don't think that's to make room for the dancing and celebrating.
No. Final pit stop, by the way, underway, or on pit road rather, for the number 2 Cadillac. Looks at the moment in 3rd place and not threatened on pace from behind. LMP2, by the way, Fabio Scherer is pulling away from Louis Delatraz, but we have that pit signalling under investigation. The method of pit signalling, which we saw, was racer tape spelling out a message with no radio for the 34, getting him to box, and also team member over the with arms over the wall trying to signal how many laps to pit. Yeah. I'd have to check about regulations. This stage, lap of the gods.
Yeah, that would be extraordinarily harsh
really
if they
cruel,
receive a real penalty for that, particularly given that it's not just a car trying to finish the race, it's about victory in the class.
In the P2 cars you do have, or any car, you have meetings, lots of meetings prior to the race. You know full well when you have the fuel warning light coming on. You know full well at which point on the circuit, if it comes on there, you have to box. If it comes on in another place on a track, you're okay to carry on.
It's 709. 709.
It's, yeah, 708 is in the pit lane. Olivier Plat, that car, 709, is in 7th place. And the car behind it, the 8th place, number 5 Porsche, also in the pit lane.
Again.
Oh, this first chicane. I mean, it's bone dry, and it's still catching out cars.
it's always a tricky one, that first chicane, because you're braking turning into the right, and then you carry on braking as you turn the car left, and that change of body roll in the car really doesn't like it. You come from such high speed, of course, down the Mulsanne straight.
Yep.
Now he's completely beached that car, won't be able to reverse out of it. He's going to need external help.
He is, and we've got under 20 minutes to go. By the way, the sister car, just before it pitted, had gone up to 6th place because of the issue for the number 5 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963. So the lead car, the full season car, 708, is in 6th. The 7th place car, remember, to retain any finishing position, you have to cross the line.
Yeah. Well, he's in a position where they can easily push him back and put him onto terra firma relatively easily and relatively quickly.
I think he's going to need a lift.
Toyota team are on their feet. They will be ready, I don't think this lap, for the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing entry, but maybe the next lap. Antonio Giovinazzi there, James Calado, sitting, waiting, watching. How many GT wins have they had? Calado, Pier Guidi?
Here, I'd have to go and check.
Yeah, I'd have to go and check as well.
One other very quick thing to mention is GR Racing in the hands of Ricardo Pera is gradually edging away from the Iron Dames, that final podium position.
The gap is growing very slightly. It's out to 7 seconds now. Rahal Fry was taking time out of him. Well, there you go. Call me a liar. Number 8 car comes down pit road. Yeah, see, I didn't think they needed to come in now. 13% would have taken him round at least another lap. But in they come. 709 Glickenhaus. I think in as well.
Guys, I think they might have come in because there's a full course here.
Yep.
The slow zone is about to come out.
Exactly right.
So you might as well do the pit stop now in hope that it won't be there by the time you get back out, but I'm pretty sure it will be.
Another one of those racing vision tear-off visors being peeled off the windscreen.
So the answer, by the way, about James Calado and Alessandro Pier Guidi for wins here in GT Pro, the answer is Calado has 2 wins in 2019 and 2021 and 3 second places.
Wow.
Alessandro Pier Guidi has the 2 wins and 2 second places.
Okay. That is in GT Pro, which ceased to be part of the championship at the end of last season, so they took the final title as well, the 3rd of their championship titles as a duo. And of course, winning Le Mans with double points, 50 points for victory here, that never hurts your championship campaign. Number 8 team is done. 17 minutes to go in the Centenary Le Mans. Martin Haven, Graham Goodwin and Anthony Davidson.
Well, they didn't go down without a fight, did they, Toyota? I think that's what has impressed me the most with them, their efforts this race here at the Centenary event at Le Mans. They were, you know, fighting right to the end. We're still 16 minutes still to go, of course, but I mean, in terms of pure performance, it was very evenly matched with Ferrari, and to the point where they had to both push themselves into uncomfortable territory, I'd say.
I completely agree.
And
I think that's what's defined this race.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, it pushed both driver and machine right over the limit at points, and yeah, like I say, massively uncomfortable, and something was going to give. I had the feeling something was going to give. They were trading fastest laps all the time. It was at the time it was Brendan Hartley versus Giovinazzi, and you just felt like you were going to meet boiling point. And yeah, it was Rio when he got in the car, warned by Brendan Hartley that the rear end was very unstable, had to be careful with the saturation of the brakes and how it was too much on the rear end. He couldn't do anything about it. It was clearly the Achilles heel of that car this whole race, or pretty much the whole race. Warned by Brendan, but still the rear locked up into Arnage, and that effectively cost them the chance to take the fight all the way to the dying seconds of this race.
Of course, Cadillac Racing in 3rd and 4th. Delighted to have those sounds of America. Delighted to have this sound of America. Awful lot of fans saying the only reason they've been able to stay awake through the night is that every 4 minutes there's a thundering V8 alarm clock comes rolling by. I'm delighted also to have had on the team another voice of American motorsport, Jim Rowlett. It's I hope it's not been a disappointing race for your return to Le Mans.
Oh, heavens no. This has been fantastic. This has been everything I'd hoped it would be. It has been absolutely wonderful to finally see these hypercars in person, and Anthony summed it up greatly. I mean, this is came down to the final 45 minutes. You can't ask for more than that. Maybe they'll be second-guessed about maybe who should have finished the race for Toyota, but I'll leave that to other people. There's a happy man right there.
And you're going to have 2 American class winning cars.
Yeah, that's right.
That might be a first.
Yeah,
with the Corvette winning in GTEM, at least at the moment, and the Hendrick Motorsport Chevy Camaro winning in the Invitational class. Okay,
well,
I feel the one, but you know.
winning popular opinion.
Well, absolutely. Winning hearts and minds in a huge number.
And I mean, not saying that they have won yet. I mean, if anyone knows better than anybody else, it's me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube 2016 Toyota, then you'll know. Literally the last lap of the race, we were in the lead by a minute and a half, and we didn't win. So I'm not saying that Ferrari have won, but if they were to win, then you want to beat the best. You don't want it handed to you. This race hasn't been handed to them. They've had the speed. They were on pole position as front row lockout. They haven't made strategical errors. They've been right on the money all the time, all the way through this race. All the drivers driven brilliantly well. One little error from Pier Guidi in the night, but that I forgive him because there was a spinning car in front of him in that first chicane. So he was actually one of the pivotal moments of the race where he really got that car into the lead and excelled. And you want to beat the best. That's the thing, Toyota are the best. They're leading the World Championship. We've had 3 races, they're leading the World Championship, and they come here with the target on their back. And when you stand on that top step of the podium, you want to look over your shoulder and know that the best is standing next to you, and on that day, you were better.
I completely agree. You've taken some of the words out of my mouth on this one. The best thing about this race, we'll come to the events in due course, is it's not been easy to win. It's been very easy to lose for some people, but it's not been easy to win. The depth of competition, the scale of that competition. This is the 31 WRT car, the third place car.
That was
as
not
lost
a Ferrari nose coming through a garage, it was a WRT nose coming through a garage. Misidentified the colour. So have they got a braking issue or a clutch issue? It looked like they were working, or a steering rack issue. It looked like they were working on the master cylinder.
Decade go through into a podium position for this.
You saw the excitement and the don't yet. Everybody's holding their breath.
But the final thing, it is thrown incident, and it's thrown drama, and it's thrown fantastic racing and uncertainty at us. Lap after lap after lap after lap after lap. This is truly a worthy race for a centenary.
And Jim Roller, it's been an epically talented field in the hypercar class. You can't possibly fault this choice of any of the drivers in the cars.
No.
In GTEM, in LMP2 as well. It's just been such hard, close racing.
My last trip here was 2019 before COVID, and in the intervening years, I have seen an improvement in the GTEM category, and it really showed in this event, not only with the way Ben Keating qualified the car, but the way that team came back, the great battle with the 25 car and the 85 car. I've enjoyed the Ben Keating-Sarah Bovey battle all season long in the bronze category. But Ferrari is going to, in 11 minutes, they hope, they have fingers crossed that they will gather finally their 10th victory at this great race. And that is, that's a milestone that they can hold proudly.
That's a massive result for Ferrari. It's a massive result for this rule set. It's a massive result for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Ferrari are back in the top class and in winning form. We said after Hyperpole that that would be a news item that would be in timelines. Yeah. Otherwise, we'd never have seen anything about this. And boy, are we going to get another one.
The only manufacturers that have won more, Porsche and Audi.
Yep. Yeah, it's, I mean, again, it's one of those things that happens in life that if you wrote it in the script, yeah, they come back after 50 years and they win one of the toughest races on record. Okay, that's a bit far-fetched. Can you just put a bit more jeopardy in there, a few more failures? Listen, from day one, we knew that they had potential. We went to Sebring and they shook Toyota. I mean, genuinely shook Toyota by taking pole position. Then Toyota fought back and took the race win. They won 2 in Portimao, they won in Spa-Francorchamps, but there's been a Ferrari on the podium at every race. They returned to Le Mans with pole position in the Hyperpole, with a front row lockout. How much of that was just sprint race pace? How long would the cars last? Well, the answer is they've traded blows with everyone around them, slugged it out, and they are still standing at the top of the pile.
And as a team as well, we kept saying they were a test team when they arrived in Sebring. They'd done a lot of kilometers in testing. Obviously, as a new team, you're allowed to do more testing miles than an established team like the likes of Toyota. But still, you're not a race team. This race is the first time I've seen them be a race team.
Take it easy. No need to push. Slow laps are good.
We're not hearing Il Bambo in the number 2 Cadillac. For whatever reason, you guys are. I had my audio turned off.
Yeah, 9 minutes to go, and we're closing in on history. 1973, the last time a factory Ferrari team entered here. 1965, the last time a Ferrari factory team won overall here. Master Gregory and Jochen Rindt in the Ferrari 250 LM. I was 1 year old.
I was minus 20. 38 Hertz Team Jota coming out, as is the number 5 Porsche, ready for the final lap. 94 Peugeot should leave the pit lane now as well. They're going to need to find some pace to make sure that they are classified as finishers. DKR have finished their final pit stop, and it looks as though the number 5 Porsche, unless it leaves, is not going to make it. Well, those 2 guys, their teammates Ryo Hirakawa, they know what it takes to win Le Mans. They've done it plenty of times. It looks right now as if it may not be their turn.
For info, if we do 3-minute 38 lap times, we reduce 1 lap from the race.
Okay.
That seems like more of an order than a message.
Yeah.
That seems like definitely the right thing to do.
Yes.
If you do 3-minute 35s, we have to do another whole lap, and we may not want to do that. So just, yeah, lift and coast, lift and coast. Not necessarily go slowly, not lose your focus, just lift and coast.
So Ferrari 51 leads from the number 8 Toyota Gazoo Racing car. Passes the line now for what should be the anti-penultimate time. Cadillac Racing's number 2 car in the moment, completing the overall podium positions in the classes into Europole. 16.3 seconds ahead of Team WRT and Duquesne team. That's what it means to Albert Costa.
Yeah, focusing on the phone. Don't think about it.
Absolutely.
Don't look at it. Wait for it to happen.
Yeah, the problem is that the internal combustion engine doesn't know there are 6 minutes remaining.
No.
The gearbox doesn't know there are 6 minutes remaining. It doesn't know what time is. It doesn't live by time. It just does its thing, and when it breaks, it can break.
And actually,
it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Really?
and in the Inter-Europol
kind of
car,
soothsayer,
because it's
right?
not got a radio,
Yeah.
Fabio Scherer doesn't know
Absolutely
how much time
right.
he's got
You're
left
absolutely
either.
right. But Andy's right. How many times we have to have this race throw drama matters before we stop making assumptions? That's why I'm calling it as I see it at the moment. In GTM, it's this car. Magnificent run from the Corvette racing team all season to this point. Double points for the WEC. That's less important right now to Ben Keating, who's watching the TV and the car tracker. They are way ahead of the ORT by TF Aston Martin Charlie Eastwood, looking to bring the 25 car home. What a day for the tiny nation of Oman.
6
Like any Gen Zs would be doing, just go straight to the phone. If you want to preoccupy yourself, straight to the mobile phone.
What did drivers do before there was Twitter and TikTok to watch and WhatsApp? You know, what did you do when you didn't have a phone to distract you? Couldn't do anything else.
We were just looking.
We were stressing like Ben Keating. That's what we were doing.
They paced and they went out back and smoked a cigarette. Most of them.
We were like Ben Keating. Look, this is how the young'uns do it. Just go straight to the mobile phone.
This is how difficult this race was. 3 safety car periods, 3 3 hours under safety car and lots of full course yellow as well. Ben Keating is just all over this, isn't he?
Yeah.
Before we forget, the final podium position at the moment in the hands of GR Racing. They have fought for that position all day, all night, and all day again. Mike Wainwright, Ricardo Perra, who's the winner of the car at the moment, and Ben Barker winning a battle, and boy was it a battle with the Iron Dames.
Yeah.
With 5 minutes to go.
And it is, yeah, that's going to be a tough break for the Iron Dames. They've been in contention for a podium here at Le Mans all the way through the race. They've led, they've been in the top 3, they've been in the top 6, always on the lead lap, and just to miss out by 10 seconds, that's going to be a tough one.
For many, many years, one of the most popular sporting shows in America was ABC Wide World of Sports, and its famous opening was the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Well, I don't think I have seen in a long time a better picture that shows agony of defeat than the look in poor Brendan Hartley's eyes just moments ago.
Well, we saw Michelle Gatting as well, very red-eyed in the Iron Dames garage when it seemed that they were going to lose that podium spot that they've been fighting so hard for the last few years.
But just finishing this race, you're a winner. I know that sounds like, you know...
It does sound trite, but boy,
it's not.
this is one of the toughest things you'll ever do in sport.
And I learned that the first time, in 2000, when my first time back after my since 1995, and to see the teams that may have finished 5th or 6th, but had fought back from great adversity or a crash to finish the race, they were just as emotional and joyous at the end of the race as the winners were.
Yeah, I think it gets to that point, doesn't it, where if you're in contention for a win, of course it's going to hurt, but there's a point for many of these teams where the objective has become get it home. Last lap for the 2023 24 Hours of Le Mans. Alessandro Pier Guidi on, I'm sure, what will be a phenomenally emotional tour of the Circuit de la Sarthe. 12.626 kilometers to take it all. The glory, the headlines, but most of all, the win at this great race. And what a race it has been. In-depth look at the tribunes, absolutely rammed. But how many of these cars have actually won? Martin Avon, bring them home.
24 hours ago, everyone was a winner. One of the busiest grids I've ever seen in motorsport, and what looked like one of the most relaxed. Everybody excited just to start the Centenary Le Mans, to be part of a packed field of talent in GTEM, in LMP2, and especially in this burgeoning hypercar class. And for everybody, a capacity audience of more than 300,000, the celebrations that had built up to it, it was just a big party waiting for the starting signal. And 24 hours later, quite incredible history is going to be written here again at Le Mans. The last time a factory entered Ferrari, raced in the 24 hours, it finished in 2nd place 50 years ago. 50 years later, the team again started from pole position, and they're on the final lap of this epic voyage. The car rolled out at Fiorano less than 12 months ago, beginning the physical part of this development program of the 499P, and the Ferrari AF Corsa team have worked relentlessly since, testing, formatting, homologating the car, and then bringing it to America, taking it to Sebring to start the FIA World Endurance Championship season. Ferrari, Cadillac, Porsche, Glickenhaus, and Floyd Van Wall came here to take on the established benchmarks, the multiple winners, the 5-time consecutive Le Mans winners, Toyota Gazoo Racing. And they all had a chance to lead. Almost every car in Hypercar at some stage led the race. Toyota lost a car early, Ferrari lost a car early in the night time, and Peugeot and Porsche struggled more perhaps than would seem fair. But in the end, one team only can come away with victory, and incredibly, it seems that Ferrari will complete that fairy tale story. Half the history of this race has gone by without Ferrari, one of its most successful marks. And when they return, They have got 2 GT multiple world champions in the car, and they are going to end up with victory here at Le Mans. And we will have 3 different hypercar brands on the podium. Ferrari, victors, Toyota taking second, and Cadillac Racing in 3rd position. As the clock reaches 4 o'clock Central European Summer Time on Sunday in Le Mans, it is going to be victory in the centenary race for 51 Ferrari AF Corsa. And it is Alessandro Pier Guidi, I'm sure in floods of tears, who takes the checkered flag. What an enormous moment for the team, for Ferrari fans across the globe, and for that trio of drivers. Ferrari wins Le Mans.
Ale, we won Le Mans!
Astonishing, astonishing race in the LMP2 class. The first ever Polish winners into Europol. Fabio Scherer, who had his foot run over by the Corvette early in the race, has hopped in and out of the car, and with his teammates have brought this tiny, literally family-owned and populated team to the very highest accolade in their division of the sport. Into Europol competition, win LMP2 from WRT with Duquesne in 3rd place. A huge result for that small French team. But look at this, just can't believe the celebrations. Toyota Gazoo Racing, Ryo Hirakawa will bring the number 8 car to the line in 2nd place, ahead of the numbers 2 and 3 Cadillacs. And Corvette Racing will claim victory.
Ale, oh my God, man, I have no words.
Thank you, everyone. After 50 years, we are back.
After 50 years, we are back. That will be clipped up and across social media while the caption is still on air.
Antonio Giovinazzi, Ferrari have won Le Mans outright. How does that sound to you? You've all worked so hard.
Yeah, really emotional. I have no word, to be honest. You know, I dreamed this since I was a kid. Now I'm here with Ferrari winning Le Mans. It's just a special day.
I've got goosebumps, so I just cannot imagine how you feel. You can go and celebrate with your team now.
Thank you very much.
Louise Beckett there in the throng of a very Italian party. And Cadillac Racing, what a result for these guys. 3rd and 4th for the number 2 and the number 3 cars. 3-1-1, the Action Express car also running. They get all 3 cars to the line. What a great effort, and great for GM, great for Corvette Racing, their final Le Mans in this format. And great for Ben Keating. He wins again as Nicky Katzberg brings the car across the line.
Fabulous stuff,
yeah,
isn't it, from this effort? 3rd place, by the way, secured after a late run. Tried to get to the back of the GR Racing team. 5 seconds short, though. It will be GR Racing behind the RT by TF, and this is our LMP2 Pro-Am winner.
Yeah. So Pro-Am victory going to Algarve Pro. Colin Brown bringing a car to the line. Congratulations to those guys. Again, small team.
Yeah, Colin coming back after his last appearance here in 2008.
Colin Brown, a week ago, let a lady switch seats with a lady on the airplane because she was afraid of flying backwards. And I told him when he did it, I said, you know, you might get some good karma next weekend.
There you go. There you go. And what a sight. This car, when it rolled out at Sebring, looked like a race car. And boy, has it behaved like one.
Jakub Skomowski, 34, is the LMP2 Le Mans winner. That is just incredible for you to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible, as you say. It's a dream come true, and I think it's all what we've worked for the past years, and I'm just speechless that it happened. Really speechless.
I'm so happy for you. Albert Costa joining the team this year, and wow, it's paid off.
They call me the oldest rookie of the championship. I'm a rookie, I won Le Mans now. What I can say, I'm lost of words. This is amazing.
Well done.
My dad
I'll go and let you see your family. Well done.
Going to be a huge number of tears here. That tiny team into Europol, they've barely been racing for 10 years. They have started in regional sports car racing in Europe, and it has grown and grown through the entire ACO ladder. From the Michelin Le Mans Cup in LMP3, they moved into LMP2, and then they have moved into the World Championship. And Chip Ganassi gets a car on the podium at Le Mans. And that's something that he will remember a very long time.
And he gets one over on his old friend Roger.
Yes, he does.
The two Peugeots, by the way, how much better did they do than we thought they would coming into this race?
Yeah.
The other quick thing, it is the first Polish team to ever win a class at Le Mans. And you're right, family-owned team, very proud indeed. Quick thought for our friend Martin Carrada-Fleming, who played a great big part in the development of this team. And this, by the way, is only their second ever race win in LMP2.
Wow,
the first came only this year in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, fantastic for them. Hi to Cara and our thoughts as well. And great thanks for more than a quarter of a century of helping us out, helping me out particularly, to great Fiona Miller, who has just finished, or will finish later this evening, her last Le Mans. But there, James Calado, he's been in Victory Circle, he's been on the podium, he's never been the first one out.
Not like this.
Not like
Antonello
this.
Greta, the man behind this effort, the man that's been tasked with delivering this, and I'm sure for arguing with what's been required to make it tick.
And Charles Leclerc in there somewhere, enjoying the delights of a very different Ferrari team claiming victory. What a thing. And by the way, we also saw the Garage 24, the innovative entry, Hendrix Motorsports, their NASCAR Generation 7 Camaro, Le Boogity Boogity Boogity, made it all the way through. They might have had to have rebuilt the tranny, but, you know, what's an American classic car if you don't have to rebuild the tranny occasionally? There you go.
I may never forgive you for Le Boogity Boogity Boogity.
That wasn't my fault, but I'm taking that. That was a great addition to the field this year.